Welcome to Ringside Breakdown. Today, we're going to break down the legendary Peekaboo style. We'll explore the key techniques behind its explosive power, elite defense, head movement, footwork, and devastating counterpunching. Let's step into the ring and get started. A little bit too square, your right shoulder, you see. A little bit this way, it should be more this way. So when you drive it in, you're going to do real damage. You might drop the guy with one punch. Put your aim here, and bring the same hand when he gets here. His lead will bring it down. If he's got his lead, bring it down, bang. Over here, bang, the glove took care of it. See, you got a chance of putting 3 perfect punches. A fighter that young boxing students will forever look to emulate. A mythical style that gathers a continually growing cult following. His artistic brutality, coupled with the evil intentions he brought into the ring, Mike Tyson was able to scale the heights of the boxing world and cross the line that separates the mortal from the immortal. In this video, we'll take an in-depth look at the teachings Cus D'Amato imparted to Tyson and elaborate on the intricacies of the Peekaboo style. So join Rainy Day Boxing as together we learn to fight like Mike. I heard about this heavyweight that they were saying, this guy is dangerous. He's from Cus D'Amato's camp. I finally seen him. I was like, man, he was going through fights like a hot knife through butter. The way he moved his head and the way he punched, nobody ever did more technically proficient moves in the history of boxing. He was knocking guys out. Every time he threw the punch, he threw it with bad intentions. He wasn't getting hit. It's now a well-known story of a troubled 12-year-old Mike Tyson being taken in by legendary trainer Cus D'Amato and given a second chance in life. After a few minutes of watching Mike spar, the boxing sage laid out the blueprint for the rest of Tyson's life. Cus's innovative mind invented a new style of boxing, a combination of aggressive offense and defense, with a fighter's hands held at the side of their face. It was dubbed by the media and critics as the Peekaboo style. It was based on his favorite fighter, Maxie Rosenblum's uncanny ability to slip punches. But Rosenblum's overly cautious style didn't please the crowd. So Cus altered the style so his fighters could defensively press forward with aggressive counter punches. His students were to follow a simple yet effective formula. Move your head, avoid punches, and then attack. Originally, people laughed at the unusual style, but slowly, as he produced champions with the style, his unorthodox methods became more respected. And after Mike Tyson's blazing heavyweight reign while employing these techniques, to proclaim Peekaboo as a world-class style is now an indisputable fact. It is no coincidence that Floyd Patterson, Jose Torres, and Mike Tyson all became world champions under the tutelage of Cus D'Amato. The style worked. The D'Amato style of boxing, hands up, chin down, moving aggressively in an elusive bobbing motion. Exploding punches in flurries. Cus's style is a mixture of aggressiveness and defensiveness. It's a very hard style to master, but it's the most effective style. The mentor and Tyson developed a relationship that was more than teacher and student. They were like father and son as well. I'm not a creator. What I do is discover and uncover. My job is to take the spark and fan it. When you start to become a little flame, I feed it, and I feed the fire. If it becomes a roaring blaze, then I pour huge logs on, and then you really got a fire. That's what I do with these boys. He was an amazing guy with an unprecedented grasp of the mindset required for combat sports. You know, nothing matters, you're nothing. Nothing. The only thing that matters is the objective and accomplishing that objective. By going through these methods of boxing, Tyson was an incredible pupil, so what Cus taught him, which was legitimate, stayed with him. I'd tell him at the beginning, when they start, if they do their job as well as I do mine, the result is a foregone conclusion. The fear of being hit is felt by every fighter, And to combat that fear, Cus D'Amato taught that a fighter needs to be protected from start to finish. Both hands up in front of your face, almost as if you're a turtle constantly in its shell. The hands protect the chin, the right arm constantly protecting the liver, the left the solar plexus. Hands below the eyes so as not to inhibit peripheral vision. Your hands and elbows move with you, so that when your opponent throws a punch, you block it as you're coming forward, and then you counter. Peekaboo fighters have a squared-up stance. With both feet pointing forward, it was designed to better allow for head movement while pressing the action. But with Tyson, although his shoulders were squared up, contrary to what many believe, usually Tyson's feet weren't both pointing forward, he stood with a slightly more traditional stance. A fighter must always be balanced and poised to deliver the knockout punch. The style is normally picked up by fighters who are short for their weight division or around average height. The idea of turning a height or reach disadvantage into an advantage seems attractive to a lot of shorter fighters. However, with slight changes in tactics to your punch selection and how you avoid punches, the style can work effectively for taller fighters too, as seen with Cus D'Amato's trained fighter Joey Hadley. For shorter fighters, be not discouraged by your height, as you have the spiritual warrior within you. Size doesn't matter. Early in his career, Tyson was dismissed as too short for the heavyweight division. But as Mike Tyson's opponents lay crumpled on the canvas, they didn't think he was too short. He got a short guy, make him shorter. He got a tall guy, make him taller. That you got those assets to utilize. Finally, used to fighting opponents 6'3", the average heavyweight height, and I feel that I use that advantage because I move my head, I'm very quick, and I'm low to the ground. It's very difficult to hit me. I get a lot of leverage for my punches, and it doesn't matter if I punch upstairs or downstairs. Around, I have good leverage. It's not the size of the person in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the person. What I learned from Cus D'Amato, he showed me how you take a reach away. Mike really never had any trouble with tall guys. He used to eat them up. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Particularly in a fight, perhaps like the Reggie Gross fight, where Mike stood directly in front of Reggie Gross, and Reggie opened up with maybe 10 or 15 punches and could not hit him. In the history of boxing, I had never seen a performance like that in 15,000 fight films. Head movement, the most important aspect of the style to Peekaboo practitioners. It is of paramount importance that they not get hit. Most people didn't realize that Tyson was a very smart puncher because he knew how to hit and not get hit. You throw punches with bad intentions and then move your head after every punch, slipping straight punches in a side-to-side motion rather than forward, and bobbing and weaving round punches in a U shape. Having hands low and being stationary is a recipe for getting hit. A constant variety of head movement is needed to keep the opponent guessing. It does not matter how good your chin is, the best chin is the one that doesn't get hit. When facing a murderous puncher, if he is continuously missing and then is on the receiving end of counter punches, hesitation and frustration will overcome him, forcing your opponent to either punch from a vulnerable position or run playing right into the hands of an aggressive counter-puncher. Their greatest asset will become their weakness, and they will fear you. Move your head. Move your head. That was Cus's mantra, even on his deathbed. D'Amato stressed the importance of head movement to Mike. He repeated his mantra even as he was dying. It's clear to see why the press referred to him as Cautious Cus. Defense was always on his mind, and he felt it should always be on the mind of his disciples. A professional fighter has got to learn how to hit and not get hit, and at the same time be exciting. That's what professional boxing is about. You got to be clever, you got to be smart, and not get hit, and when you're able to do this, you're a fighter. For all his brute force, Tyson is a student of his sport. He works hard on his technique to improve himself. Well, the purpose of the slip bag is to get the fighter moving his head, to get him in the habit of moving his head correctly. You have to try to be able to see. As long as the fighter is trying to be elusive, he's going to be all right. Tyson was very good at slipping jabs.
And that was one of his greatest strengths. When you thought that he had to just jab, but then when they jabbed, you slipped the punch, and I've created an opening, and he would knock you out. When I'm on the heavy bag with Michael, I'm working on his form. I told him, you're not moving enough. You got to move at least. Certain punches you throw, a straight punch, move 3 times.
You throw a hook, he'll move twice. Mike was at his best when he was defensive, because being defensive always gave him the opportunity to land a big punch. He lunges in with the left hook. Tyson very cleverly slips it, comes back into a punching position, and lands a left hook. When he got to the point with the flipping punches, we had a difficult time getting people to box with him, because he proved to be a very hard puncher with both hands. Tyson not only has a very hard, perfect punch in either hand, but he has developed elusive qualities and has the most important quality, the will to win. He has the desire to win. He wants to be the best. And he was taught that specific style not only to save himself, but to create openings for his power and to explode punches into the opening. Cus D'Amato always referred to boxing as the hurt business, giving Mike lectures instructing him to break his opponent's ribs and explode his eardrums. It's little wonder why Tyson fought so viciously in the ring. Cus believed boxing was all about entertainment. He wanted his fighter to always press forward, showing aggression. Backing up meant you were retreating. It was all about action and giving the crowd their money's worth. It was Cus's purpose to train fighters to be the meanest, most vicious fighters ever to step in the ring. In Cus's words, the Peekaboo style wasn't designed to make a guy miss once, make him miss once, and twice, and then you get in. You were to disable and dismantle your opponent in an exciting manner, not to lay back and outpoint your way to victory, a Spartan approach that Iron Mike wholeheartedly adopted, while remaining defensively responsible. Tyson would devastate his opponents with short punches. His short shots had little distance to travel and a greater impact when they connected. He also felt throwing punches in bunches had a higher percentage of resulting in a knockout. Wear your opponent out with continual attacks and no let up. Break their will, break their spirit, and then their body will fold. Mike Tyson is actually just a cold, business-like killer. Like that's it. There you go. There you go again. Again. Who's the last guy to stop Mike? Normally catches a guy with that uppercut after he's delivered a body shot by making the center. And try as the account, if you count this camera right here and bring it up. He'd always get them to reach down into his territory and tag him quick. He's got this good speed that when he can catch you leaning down a little bit, you won't have time to do it. Mike throws punches to kill you. He has bad intentions, as he was taught. Mike Tyson comes out like a locomotive going straight for Michael Greer. I've been hearing so much about him. He's not letting up. He works his way, and the American has so much power. He's done it with both hands. There again, oh, what a left hand. I have a lot of shots. That is an awesome shot. That was just a chance. The jab, a crucial punch that many do not associate with peekaboo fighters. But a punch Cus D'Amato stressed his pupil should learn. Despite what many people think, in his early years the jab was a tool Mike often included in his offensive arsenal, always urging his fighters to jab often. Cus felt it should be just as damaging as every other punch. It should be like a battering ram that breaks through your opponent's defense. They are working like a piston to snap your opponent's head back, leaving them defenseless to your following attack. Tyson referred to the jab as a blinder that would blind his opponents for a split second, as he would either spring to the side or Follow up with a furious combination. Take it right to him with a strong, hard jab and just work them over. Jabbing is all to do with timing. If you throw your jab at the right time, you can be 5'6" and jab a guy 6'4". So I can make another move today. 2 times in the world I said, keep it up, that's it, that's it, that's it. Boom, boom, when I'm at the side, where you can't hit me like. If you expect me to be here, you don't punch it here. You don't punch it here. But I'm here already, and I'm gonna hit you already a couple of times. While the fighter focuses on being defensively sound, the anticipation of their opponent throwing punches may inhibit them from throwing a punch with the full power they possess. The D'Amato shift, a sidestepping move where you jump and twist to your opponent's side, would allow you to get to a position where you could unleash a punch with as much force as you are capable of delivering, all the while being completely free from the fear of being countered. A twisting pivot move that is becoming more and more prevalent in boxing today. He does it all at lightning speed. He can strike a blow, and that's the second Tyson might be at your side, almost to the complete surprise of his opponent, and in that position he can let a bomb go. Trying to get the angle, Tyson uses that right foot and pivots, swings around to his opponent's side, and then crashes. Then he steps back and does it again, steps off and around, and rips that uppercut. To wear right into it, Mike will be moving his head the right way, side to side, bottom, step to the side, aiming for the liver, aiming for the solar plexus. Remember, from the side you can let that punch go with the worst kind of intention, because you know he can't hit you back, so you can throw the bomb with all the power you can generate. 2 close numbers in rapid succession, and we'll go something like this. 1, nothing to do, boom. 2 right here, 4 right uppercut, 5 left hook to the liver, 6 right hand to the, 7 jab to the head, 8 jab to the body. The number system, a method of coding specific punches with numbers that were not commonly associated with them. Cus D'Amato's purpose for using this system was to allow the boxer's corner to be able to yell out random numbers, and the opposing fighter and trainer would be clueless as to what the instructions meant. Although the numbering system is not absolutely necessary to learning the style, Jose Torres, world champion and practitioner of the style, felt it was so effective he'd refuse to fight if Cus wasn't sat ringside to call out the numbers. We use a number system where I call out the different numbers for the different punches. Now give me 1, 5, 1. When Kevin tells me the numbers 4, 5, 6, I know exactly what they are. I don't even have to think. I want you to find him. Out since 7 coming in. Okay. To the young Peekaboo fanatics who dream of being the fighter, to successfully bring the style back to the main stage regardless of how well the style was designed. An unquenchable desire and an unrelenting will is needed to reach the pinnacle of the sport. And although Mike Tyson was a legend, those who attempt to follow his movements, style, and aspire to emulate him should always look to surpass their idol and more efficiently execute the style. Learn your craft, and perhaps someday videos will be made about you. For 12-year-old Mike Tyson, perfecting the moves he learned became an obsession. Long after lights out in the reform school, guards would hear Tyson grunting as he practiced into the night in the dark. In his room, perfecting technique became Tyson's obsession. Tyson was like a sponge, and he just absorbed everything that Cus had to teach him the head movement and throwing the punches with bad intentions. I remember questioning how to throw the uppercut with the proper snap, and Mike would come right over here, in front of the mirror, and just practice it well for long, sustained periods of time, 10, 15 minutes at a time, over and over. I don't want to have a perfect fight. I want to be the best fighter in all my life. I've been thinking in terms of developing a fighter who was perfect. And that's possible, as perfection as we know it. What would you want to say to a youngster, to a kid that maybe wants to get into the boxing profession? Always keep the faith. I will lose faith. The idea is to keep going and never give up, even when times are hard. That's when it's easy to give up. Thank you.